What's up guys, my name's Samuel Leeds and I'm a property investor, and I've been getting asked a lot recently about compliance, legislation, rules. Now, my most thing that I'm bothered about is making money. You know, I'm very good at making money. However, I think of course it's important that you're compliant and that you're doing everything legal. And as I'm getting asked so much about that, I thought I'd bring some guests onto the show, and we have James Armstrong. James, who are you? What do you do?
I'm James Armstrong. I'm a deal sourcer, and I'm doing this about 18 months now. Started the academy.
It?
I'm doing so well.
Making tens of thousands of pounds a month. Anthony, what's your speciality?
So I specialise in buy, refurb, refinance.
Yeah, and you do a lot of joint ventures?
Yeah, joint ventures, raising finance.
Bridging loans, the whole caboodle. How about you, Hannah?
So I do rent to SA, and I also source rent to SA as well.
Great, so you're a solicitor background?
I am, yeah, so actually a property background, so I used to deal with mortgage repossessions and things like that. Yeah.
Great, so got all that legal background stuff going on. So, as we get asked so much about legalities and things like that, we've been talking about the idea of, Anthony, what don't you say what we're going to do?
So our idea is to write a book about compliance, because we know how important the topic is. And it's really just to address what is important on the compliance of the different sections, what you need to know. And so it's a sort of one-stop shop to make sure that we've got all that information in one place for you.
Yeah, because the thing is, there's so much conflicting advice on this subject. And there's also, you know, we want to answer, I'm repeating myself over and over. I know with you guys being kind of authorities in the property industry, with your legal backgrounds and different things, the same questions are coming up again and again. Stuff like, what contracts do we use for rent to rents? You know, how do we become compliant for a deal sourcer? All these types of questions. What are your legal responsibilities as a landlord? What kind of tenancy agreements do you need for tenants? And the thing is, it's important, but it's a subject that, in my opinion, unless you've actually got the deals, unless you've actually got the investors, it's not your problem right now, but it's still important. So we want to create a one-stop shop whereby all these legal, legislation, compliance questions that we get can be put in one place into one book, written with the help of you guys. So, okay, questions then. If you've got questions, we want to answer them in the book. So if you've got any legal questions, drop them below. Your questions will become the content to the book. Have you guys got anything to add to that? James, how are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling really excited. You know, a lot of people regularly see it, do I need a company to invest in property? And it's like, probably say it 3 or 4 times a day. Like, people are always asking me, deal sourcing, what compliance you need for deal sourcing. And there's so much content out there, and some of the books at the moment are like that thick, like 300, 400 pages. It's far too long. You just need a checklist of like literally 10 or 15 points saying, do this, do this, do this. You want to make it accessible and easy for people. So when you read it, you can just go, right, I've done it. And you know that you're right, and it's been backed up, and everything's been checked out already.
I think that's so true. And I think there's almost a lot of myths going around as well. Sometimes people make something more complicated than it is, just because they want to stop you doing it. So I think the great thing about you guys writing this is it's like no agenda, no axe to grind.
Yeah, it's solutions, not problems.
Yeah, and there's not going to be like, you know, to learn more about compliance, you need mentorship. It's just everything answered in this book, best we can.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking, Hannah?
No, do you know, actually, when I first started, there was nothing out there. I don't think there is still anything out there that literally has everything all in one place. Like James and Anthony said, there's loads of people who've got an opinion on it and have written books on it, but to literally have something succinct, all within the pages of one book, is quite cool.
I know Tina Walsh wrote a great book about sourcing, but what this is going to be is this isn't going to be just on sourcing, this is going to be on all the different aspects of property, like a checklist on every point. And what you guys ask for is what we're going to write. So, epic, man. Well, guys, thank you so much. I'm excited to read the book myself. You're going to write it. We're then going to make it accessible to people. And hope you get it. If you're going to read the book, if you would be interested in the book, before we write it, also drop a comment. If you want to read the book, say yes. If you don't want to read the book and you think it sounds like a terrible idea, then comment no. But if you're watching this, you've got to comment. It also helps the YouTube algorithm. So thank you very much. See you next time.